Right then, we should be live. It's looking good. Screen number 2. If it will actually load on screen number 2. We shall have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not just a dark screen. There we go. Okay, good. We have liftoff. We shall just wait for a moment and begin shortly. A little bit early perhaps, but I think it's better to be a little bit early than a little bit late. And yeah, got a decent plan of what to do in this coming part, having had a little think about it. Hello Sard and Armin. But yes, I think we'll actually load into the game immediately, because there are a couple of things that I do want to check before committing to any sort of grand overarching plan. Hey there, Isaac and Badania. But I think what we're probably going to do is just abandon the runic territories we've already taken and just go straight for Misstrand, because not only do we get the ring, but based on the amount of territory Roon has, I don't think their doom stacks would be anywhere near spawning even if we took their capital. And their capital at the moment is very undefended. Hello, Velor. Misstrand is also probably a higher value location, even if we do end up exterminating the populace. So I think that's probably the way we're going to deal with it, because then we can always, the high value units that we're sending down over here, we can give Dane, and then he can clean up all of the territories and basically retake all of them. Hey there, Hrothgar. I think that's what we're going to be doing on this occasion. So we have this guy, who's still actually a fair distance away, which is kind of frustrating, but such is the way of things. So he's going to keep moving. Do we have anything that we can move from here? We do, actually. They've got free upkeep though, so we'll just wait until the general arrives. We've got this guy as well, who we may as well start sending down here with immediate effect. Those are mercenaries which are just holding on to this region. Yeah, so we need to get more reinforcements down here so Dane can then retake all of this stuff, because, I mean, to be fair, 1 unit, 3 units. Does this place, I mean, it has an armory, so it will be able to, that will build at the end of my passing turn, so I think I will actually keep the cavalry here, because that's not really a huge amount. So we could potentially hold on to Rhubarb, but that is where the ring currently resides, Misstrand. So, we'll move this army out afterwards, I think, because this is actually a fairly depleted army at this point. I don't know if we'll be able to get any mercenaries in this region. I would assume not. But we're just going to go straight for Misstrand, I think. So this is the guy that has the ring, I would assume. Abdus the Inquisitor. I wonder if... I don't think he's a unique general, but we shall have to wait and see on that. So Erebor, we're still building a heavy armour. Kirit Cathal, we actually aren't building anything at the moment, and we do have the money to increase our money-making capability, so we'll build a fairground. Want to just be building as many economy buildings as we can at this point to be able to sustain all of these very expensive higher-tier dwarven units. As for Felkazash, it's a castle, so its money-making potential is somewhat less anyway. What sort of... Yeah, we've got dwarven culture here, so we don't really need to speed that up any. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think there's any great need to actually build anything here, so we'll leave it. Erebor's already building something. Oh, Nazanar. Just 2 more turns until we can start making some money out of there as well. Witherboard we've already looked at. Rakyaberg. Might be a couple of things we can build here. Maybe an inn. Yeah, we'll go with an inn. It gives us a little bit of of income, and every little helps. There's nothing else we can really do here. Nothing of any great import anyway. Well, I guess we can build a catapult. There are some castles which can do good money. Yeah, but like the size of castle that we are at the moment, it takes a long time for us to increase the size of our settlements as the dwarves. And there's no real great... To be fair, like we're already making a lot of money, but it's just the way of things. More is always good. Yeah, there's nothing really I want from... Well, I guess an Oricani clan hall wouldn't go amiss. Gives us a bit of free upkeep, potentially. Berserkul, which we have actually got the max level armour over here, so it does make sense, I suppose, to go for an army barracks. Aulstone. I don't think we can actually build anything else here. Indeed, we can't. Nothing that would be useful anyway. Mount Gundabad we can, but we're already building stuff there. Litash, a healer's hall, which is not too bad. Just getting to grips with all of this again. Yeah, there's nothing else we really need here. Maybe Great Roads would be useful because it is a fairly long province, but that's very expensive. It would eat into the entirety of all the money we have left. But we also do need this gentleman here to get into Litash so he can govern it. I need to keep an eye on this place as well because this is about where the Angmar Doomstack will spawn. So as soon as Angmar get weakened substantially, which will happen now that we've taken their capital, I would imagine. Right, let's build a watchtower and get back in there. So now we have, yep, that's full coverage. There is an Angmar fort there, but we don't... Well, I suppose we could take it. Get a bit of free upkeep on some of these units, which for the Hammers of Gundabad, honestly, would be pretty decent. But we... No, actually, we'll just send some basic units down here, because just in case Khan Doom does come under siege from even a small force, the Hammers of Gundabad will be able to get rid of it. Hey there, Sonation. Nice to see you. But we do want free upkeep and as many units that we can manage at this stage in the game. Only 15 of them, but the brewery is still being built. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. Goblin Town, already building a market there. Got those units with free upkeep, good. So that is all that we need to be able to muster, so we shall continue onwards. On our path. This place will probably be unhappy, yeah it is. But maybe we can change that with growth build policy. Somehow I doubt it though. I think this place is probably going to be unhappy regardless of what we do, but there is no need to be concerned about that. Ah, hello there. We can't actually reach you. Tested the new Enidwaith roster. Hey there, Leon. Nothing really. We were just sort of getting and setting up the turn, just making sure that we couldn't build anything else that was useful. And indeed we could not. Right, I don't know. We still have a spy down here, which I keep forgetting to move. I suppose what we should probably do is have a look up and around here, just to see what the High Elves are doing southward, because if they can start attacking the Goblins, that would be much better for us. Okay. Dorwinian ships are also blockading Runic ports. So yeah, Roon are in trouble because ever since we've arrived on the scene, Dorwinian have been resurgent, and it's been a big problem for them. Hey there, Sin. But oh yeah, I forgot to move them, for Christ's sake. This stage in the game, there's so much stuff spread out across the map that you always forget to move or build something. I'll be pretty upset if the Angmar Doomstack spawns like now, because the Northern Dunedain decide that now is the time to move forward. But, well, apparently Roon didn't besiege our settlement, which is a little strange. I'd thought they'd at least siege it down. But I guess the building of the armory convinced them not to do that. Looks like they're abandoning that place. Well then. How interesting. It'd be really nice actually if, well, there's rioting as was expected. You can go into Latash. What have we here? That is trash. Actually, you know what? We'll pull them back because will we though? Will we? Right, Erebor, Rubar, and Khandum. There's not really much we can build here either. This is the point in the game where most of the stuff that can be built has already been built, unless, like, as the dwarves, obviously we can build better roads and better armourers, so we can get involved in that action. But maybe Durin's armoury wouldn't be the worst idea. Well, actually, no, we need that culture in Khandum, don't we? Right, this is. They've got like Iron Crown halberdiers down here. It's a real shame that we didn't fight them in Rudauer's Heartland, to be honest with you. We could probably do with more units down here now. Do we have units anywhere that we can send down there though? Probably not, is the answer to that. Can we build anything in here? Because this was supposed to be a recruitment hub. We can. So we shall. Some Erebor infantry as well. It'll take them quite a while to... I wonder actually, is there Sons of the Fallen available in this region now? As Dwarven Travellers. We'll take them. It'll make us just that little bit more secure. And yes, Erebor itself. There's not much else we can really build here that is of note. I suppose a healer's post wouldn't go amiss. The last thing we need is a plague ripping through Erebor. Right. And where did those guys go? There they are. They need to go down here. Rubar, yeah, so that's a big force. I'm surprised they didn't go after this place. I mean, they undoubtedly will now, so there's no point in building another army. Right, let's deal with this. What has he got? Nothing really of note. Javelins, archers, horse archers, some potential annoyances, but nothing that will be a problem for us. Should be a fairly simple one, this. Surprised this guy's only got one command still, considering he's been involved in some successful battles at this stage. Yeah, with ballista, I mean, it would be nice to have a catapult in this army, to be fair, but with our rather rapid expansion that we've gone through in this campaign, there's always going to be some sort of lag on getting some of these better units onto the front. Right. This is a very flat map, so I mean there's no terrain that they can really retreat into, which is quite nice actually. And where's our archers? There they are. Like so. We'll get our crossbowman on the other side as well. We don't have any cavalry, so we may as well place down stakes regardless of where they are. How is everyone today, by the way? I realise I've just neglected to actually ask that. We are running kind of low on Stonefoots at this point. But we do need to keep our ranged units covered from their horse archers. Some of these at the back, and these guys can actually sit at the back and that'll be fine. We're going to just be drawing them into us anyway. It looks like they may actually come forwards. When I last played Erebor, Matics were one of my favourite units. Dependable and very effective. Yes, they have been, of all the tier 1 units, they've been the ones that I've liked the most, just because they've got that armour piercing damage and they're reasonably good at keeping themselves alive. Right, Stiff-beard archers, they should be getting into range pretty quickly. No, they don't have flaming shot on, that was a mistake. They are going to get into range fairly fast. Okay, so you two can go over here with these spears. Daratai warriors, can you shoot them? Yeah, shoot at the Dragon Guard. And then this group back here, you can also move to this side. To be fair, with the heightened level of armour that we're starting to get now, even the Erebor infantry will probably be pretty decent. What have we got here? So they are going to move forward. Remarkable. Yeah, these boys should get absolutely eviscerated. Right. I will need to... so we're going to have to move them backwards. Yeah, just charge into that cav. Oof, that was a pretty vicious shot, whatever that was. Does Flaming Shot do more damage? Kind of. I mean, it makes the projectile a little fatter, I think, and it definitely does more damage to infantry. It's less accurate, but you don't really need it to be that accurate, to be brutally honest. Right, yeah. Charge into them. Yeah. Go after them. Where are we here? King's Shields, Durin's Guard, Mattocks. They're still firing their missiles. We get into position there. Where are our axe throwers at? There they are. Yeah, we caught them as well. Daratai hunters are absolutely awful in melee as well, so even with a somewhat messy engagement like that, we should be absolutely fine. Yeah, they want to charge in with their horse archers, but every time they get close they realise that they're tangling with spears and think better of it. And our Blacklocks are very, very quickly dealing with them as well. Arulad Dragon Guard. I think they're armor piercing, aren't they? The Dragon Guard. They're sort of like the runic entry level AP unit, so like they'll do a little bit more damage than is standard, perhaps. Those Daratai hunters are winning, apparently. Even with the numbers discrepancy being what it is, I would expect upgraded Erebor infantry, both attack and armor, to be able to absolutely demolish Daratai hunters. So that will almost certainly change for the better. Deal with them, would you? Can send the Mattocks forward as well. Surprised these Balchot are actually still in somewhat reasonable shape. Armor piercing and anti-cavalry. A good combination. No shield though. So a little bit, perhaps a little bit too fragile for my liking. I like my units being reasonably solid in all aspects. The dwarves are of course very solid, but they do completely lack that manoeuvrability. Yeah, just get into them. Yeah, it's going to be these horse archers that we have to deal with. Not many, well yeah, I mean, to be fair, a few units are pretty good at taking charges, but if a unit of really like quality cavalry charges into you, like, you're going to be taking damage regardless of what you do, really. Throwing axes doing their thing. Yeah, just shoot at them. Yeah, we'll end the battle, because we won't be able to catch anyone as the dwarves. They might have a few men left, but we can chase them down and auto-resolve the next one. So close now to potentially claiming the ring. Then we just need to make sure that this guy with his slightly banged up army doesn't end up getting set upon by a full stack of runic mace men. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. I mean, we could, to be fair, our diplomat isn't really that close, but yeah, We'll execute all of them. Enemy camp sacked. Can we make it to Misstrand? We can. Okay, this is perhaps the moment of truth. Relations worsened with Moria. Vale of Dorwinion and the Anduin Vale. Right. So we can go after Misstrand right now, which we will do because this will give us the ring. So let's go for it. Lead the assault at once. Am I late? Not too late, Serpent King. Only been going for about 20 minutes. Right, so yeah, he will have... Southron Defenders is kind of an interesting... I guess, like, they don't have, like, dedicated defender units for the R.R. Denaim and the Roon or the Easterlings. They probably should, though. It's a little bit odd to see Southrons all the way up here. But, other than that, they've got a very depleted army aside from that, to be fair. The only slight concern might be this guy, because he's got quite a lot of Lokrim bodyguard. But that's what our crossbows and our axe throwers are for. Okay then. Let's do this. Now we fight. This also means we'll get access to these armories when we take the settlement, so we should have a decent force with which to hold. Hey there, Matt. Ered Luin Dwarves Firebeard Warriors, I think, are the fastest unit of the dwarves in the game. Hey there, George. So here is the runic capital. It's very reminiscent of places like Umbar and Fire Nobel, because it doesn't have a unique model. I don't really know what is talked about as it pertains to Misstrand in the lore, though, so I'm not entirely sure if you could make a settlement. I think you could give it a pretty good go, though. But I don't believe that a Misstrand custom settlement is on the cards. I think, to be fair, it would be good to have a custom settlement for Misstrand, because, to be honest, a bit of an issue with the eastern section of the map is there isn't an awful lot of custom settlements. So I think, you know, at least the capitals would be nice, like Stelatzakan, Misstrand, Karasant, Fire Nobel. I know that they're giving it to Umbar as well, but I swear we had a third unit of spears. Did they die? I guess they did. Oh well. We've been really riding those spears pretty hard, so it's not too surprising that they have perished. You go there. These are going to be ballista towers, so it's going to be a little bit dicey perhaps, but hopefully it's going to be all good. Hey there, Xavier. Right then. Okay, let's see how they want to handle this. Right, we do need to take a little bit of care. I mean, if they want to retreat from the walls, then that makes things easier for us. So I will allow them to do so. Right, we definitely don't want to be getting into... because we made the mistake of getting into range of the arrow towers last time in a runic settlement. We don't want to be doing that this time, because if we do, we'll end up losing our siege, and then the plan is doomed. We've been thwarted. The downside of having banners turned off, I really don't like the banners because they're so ugly to have those big floating flags above all of the units, but the problem with having them turned off is you can't tell when towers are active or not because the banner isn't there to begin with. So I have hamstrung myself in a way there. This is their general, actually. By far the most dangerous unit they have at their disposal this time, but as long as we can deal with him at range, that won't be a problem. I think individually the Durin's Guard would be stronger, but the armour piercing and the numbers of the Lokrim is an issue. He might be the faction heir or something, considering the amount he has in his unit, unless it's like a buff that the One Ring gives a General's Bodyguard unit, where all of a sudden you have like a ton of men. Well, we definitely want to be shooting them. We'll try and just use this one ballista to take out all of these towers first. Right, so they're moving backwards. They did have some depleted crossbows as well, but the vast bulk of their infantry force is their garrison units, which, well, that's quite an interesting upgrade model. So the basic Southron defenders, they get access to the Serpent Guard unit model if you upgrade their armour twice, or just the once. Either way, I mean, it makes them look a lot more impressive. The AI captains, all AI captains have buff to retinue size. Yeah, but I've seen smaller AI units before. You know what, we'll just shoot the gate with you, because we need to get through that regardless of what's going to happen. How accurate? I mean, these towers are pretty big, generally speaking. So, yeah, they're all scoring hits. Marvellous. It's actually the smaller towers which end up being a bigger pain, because they're the ones that the ballista tends to miss. But these big, like sort of thick eastern towers tend to be easier targets. I'm destroying the gate with my other ballista. Well, there's no need to be concerned. We've got plenty of ammo. Also, it's not really good enough to win this fight regardless of the casualties that the ballista tower may cause, because Roon have got other forces outside of this city. We need to have a good enough army to be able to repel any attacks. If I'm not mistaken, all defender units from the garrison can only be upgraded once. Well, I mean, that's an interesting thing to go straight from wooden armour right to the Serpent Guard model for the South Ron defenders. Would give you quite an impressive looking army as the Haradrim. There goes that one. Right, bring down that tower. There's no consistency in this when the towers are active and when they're not. They shouldn't be active now because they've retreated from the wall, but I have been subject to that before, and I refuse to take that chance again. Hey there, Windy. But yeah, I mean, this is why I've tried to preserve the Black Locks so much, because in this kind of fight, they'll be potentially invaluable. Because they'll absolutely dominate the Lokrin bodyguard if they can get them in their sights. They'll dominate anything, to be fair, if they can get them in their sights, but the runic crossbows, it's a completely different ballgame when you're talking about the Black Locks. These ballistae won't be that useful inside the walls of the settlement anyway. I like that big column that they've got there. Yeah, I had these as the Aradanaim as well. When I upgraded my cities, this was the architecture that I used with them as well, or I had with them as well. I think it's the one that the Haradrim use as well, just the generic Eastern man layout. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a small force though. It's not like the other two cities that we've taken on our way to get here, which is what you'd expect from a capital, to be fair, to have a big garrison. And without all of these additional South Ron defenders, it would have been a fairly trivial task given the very depleted nature of some of these units. I can only assume that Dorwinian has been kicking them around a little bit on the front line, and they're starting to flounder in the face of that a little bit. Right, yeah, that gate's damaged, so we'll be absolutely fine with the amount of ammunition we have left. And with all of these towers down as well, we'll be able to move forward. The DAC maps, quite like those sort of big columns. They may have, because I know that the Gondorian architecture, as it was, uses those like big columns. They may have just like swapped out the assets for the Eastern man. I've got nothing to back that up, of course, but that's just a suspicion that I have. Oricani. It's nice to have such an Oricani-centric army, I've said before, as we move eastwards. As soon as we get that high-tier stack we've got on the way down here as well, one-on-one, there'll be nothing that can really stand against an army like that, especially not if they're reliant on armour. Right, okay, let's stop messing around now. Reinforced gates, not even once. I mean, it's damaged, so we should be fine as long as we get like right up close to it. And with no towers to harass us. Where there they are. Stiff beards. Stiff beard archers aren't that bad, to be fair. Like, I know that Erebor, like, archery is something they do generally fairly poorly with the amount of options they have, but I mean, the stiff-beard archers are perfectly serviceable. Do you watch Izzy? I've seen Izzy's campaigns, yeah. Oh, 95%. There was nothing to worry about. But yes, I've seen some of Izzy's stuff. I watched a bit of his Angmar campaign, and I also was watching his RR9 campaign as well while I was doing mine, just to see what the differences were. And yeah, starting in Dol Amroth from the off didn't go too well for him on attempt number 1. It's kind of ironic, actually, that going straight for the throat and taking Minas Tirith first actually proved to be an easier way of going about things. But those Dol Amroth Doom stacks are really no joke. Having to deal with that much cavalry is really quite horrid. Right, let's see what we can do here. I mean, in a grind fight in melee we will win, even with the Lokrim bodyguard doing damage. You on the walls. You do the same. Where else can we go? There are these roads over here. They are on the way. Let's get the Mattocks on the front as well, and you. We really can't afford for the general to perish here, though, so we do need to look after him a little bit. Because we need him alive so that we actually gain the ring. Can't have just some nobody getting it. Okay, so they're coming forwards with their tribesmen. Intriguing. We do have this unit of axe throwers as well, which will be quite useful, if nothing else than as a lightning rod, because the AI does so love going after the throwing projectiles first. Our Ardenaim and Roon have the best armour. Oh, what you mean aesthetically? Well, we don't have any, well, I guess some we do. Like, this is obviously the runic style that everyone likes. Another piece of design that the movies introduced very, very nicely, I must say. Right, Balchoth tribesmen. Are they going to go into melee? Because we need to. They're going to block us from getting onto the walls, unfortunately. So let's get in there with all of our Stonefoots. These units are weak as far as infantry units goes. So let's just get on in there and wear them down. I'm more than willing to be patient. We get our King's Shields in there as well. We'll keep our Mattocks back for the time being because this is more of a slow-paced fight. Let's get you two in there. Take you off fire at will as well. The Innis Rim have always been, like, the Golden Runic Cavalry has always been a very nice-looking unit for me. What are we... No, don't do this. This is not what we... This is not what we do. This is not what a professional outfit does. Right, so they are trying to get... They're trying to get up on the walls, but it's with a unit of Dragon Guard, so it's useless. If that was a unit of missiles, it may be a little bit more useful in actuality. You know, looking at this, it might actually be worth our while to bring down a section of wall, to be honest with you, so that we can flank around. So let us do that. And we shall get ready with 2 of our very fine units of Mattocks. Actually, we will do so as well with our axe throwers, because if we can get them into the side, everything will be golden. Yeah, good combination of spears and line infantry here. A good blend of attack and defence, mainly defence, but I personally like the Loke Gamprin, the halberd guys. They're technically pikes in DAC, I think. I mean, the model is still the same, but they function as pikes, so they're not armour piercing, and they have the pokey animation, which makes pikes so strong. Yeah, we should take that down. just in case, we'll bring you here so that you can be committed should you be required, should your services be needed. Oh yeah, we'll get through there easy. I mean, we're on the wrong side of the crescent moon here, but we're the little spoon in this engagement, which is not what you want to be, but the discrepancy in quality is too large. I don't know what they intend on doing. Maybe moving across there so the ballista towers activate, but I mean, we're too far away for that to come into play, I would have thought. So all they're really doing is getting further away from the... Come on. Just one more hit. One more. There we go. Marvellous. Right, get in there. And axe throwers, you're firing, which is something I don't want you to be doing. So it's, yeah, we're winning that fight. Like, they haven't sent forward enough of their stuff to really be a threat. We could start moving around. I mean, I suppose we'll keep you in reserve and we'll just have you... And where be the axe throwers? Here they are. Good opportunity here to get some good kills. The dwarves don't do anything quickly, but Roon don't really have the wherewithal to actually respond to this, so they've got their horse archers forward, but that's not a threat at all in this sort of environment. Come on, throw your axes. Here we go. This will be the end. We'll get a bit of friendly fire here, actually, but far more damage done to the runic lads. Hey there, 2020. Will you be changing your name soon to 2021? 2021 gonna be wild or mild? Yeah, here we go. This is good damage. This will hasten our progress. What do we have here? Let's get a unit of Stiffbeards in here as well, because we can get them up onto this section of wall and perhaps start firing into those Candish raiders. Yeah, okay. Wonder if we can get a little bit closer and maybe shoot into those Aru lads. Again, the front ranks of the units only are what charged. Yeah, we didn't take that much in terms of losses either, to be honest. Do you have a shot, I wonder? Well, aren't you a ray of sunshine, Christopher? Hey there, Angel 1999. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're throwing. I don't know if we're actually killing any of them, but... oh well. Alright, we want to be a little bit careful here, because they could come down from that little middle section they're in and actually intercept our archers, so I can't really put them there just for the moment. No, we are getting some hits. Okay. Slowly but surely. I think one dude in the unit can actually see them in his throwing. Right. Okay, a little bit of haste is actually going to be required here, so let's stop messing around. And get in here. Mattocks. Hey there, Ricky. Okay. Scoring a couple of hits. they are actually pulling back. I mean, there's still that unit of Southron defenders which is up on this wall over here. I'm not entirely sure what they want to do, but you know, whatever works for them. Stonefoot spears. We'll deal with them up on the walls. I'm amazed they're actually holding on for this long, to be honest with you, this unit. I suppose most of our units on the front, directly on the front line anyway, are spears and very basic units of infantry. Okay, so yeah, now they're coming down off the wall, which is good for us. It means we can actually get our stiff-beard archers up here. We really need to be making more progress towards the town centre here. I'm a little bit disappointed that this very small selection of units is holding on for this long, but the dwarves will not be rushed. Right, we shall begin moving down this way. There is one javelinman. Right, where be the Blacklocks? Here they are. Ah, you're over here now, are you? Then I shall deal with you accordingly. Are they going to come down this way? Try and deal with us? Mattocks. Right, we need you to move this way. Can't play Dak. Why not? System requirements for Dak are not that high. Where is this guy? Yes. Can we... yeah, maybe we just shoot at them. You go there, so you can start shooting at those Southrons. This one Daratai crossbowman deigns to come towards us. Can you say hi? Hello there. What part of Spain are you from? Spain is a very varied place. Okay, are they in place as well? They are, good. Shoot at them. Right, yeah, the Blacklocks are here now, so let's get you forwards. We need to start making some quicker progress. Mattocks move forward as well. It's going to take quite a while to kill them by doing this, but I mean, there's not much else we can actually do with our archers in this. Ah, yes, Valladolid. The fact you doesn't answer mean he knows that Brexit will make France and the UK enemy once again. What are you talking about? Something about World War III. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Brexit is like child stuff anyway. It would probably be quite startling to see how quickly people all shut up if NATO was threatened and everyone would all of a sudden start forgetting about what the prices of imported bananas would be. But, you know, people do so love kicking up a fuss, don't they? Right, yeah, we need to start shooting at the bodyguard, certainly. Shoot them. Get them into position as well. Axe throwers. We've also got the Durin's Guard, I think. Right. Mattocks. Infantry. Infantry. You go around this side so that we can surround them. And the rest can just all attack from the front. Right, yeah, so this... not all that surprising, but they're going into Mattocks, so... And even though they look impressive, the South Front defenders are still ultimately a militia unit that they're using as garrison. Yeah, it's Gandalf, dude. Not even close. To be fair, they made Christopher Lee look too much like a hobo in the movies. To sort of signify, or sort of visualise anyway, Saruman's, like, fall. But, we're taking a bit of damage. Right. You go over here. You up onto the walls. Yeah, that'll be fine. One of our units is routing, actually. Not something you see every day from the dwarves. You hit them? No, you're. Right, we want to be really leery about committing our units to that particular fight, but you know what? Get a slightly better shot than that. We're actually losing this fight after all, for the moment. Right, we don't have the luxury of time anymore. No, don't go that close to the melee fight, you fools. You go over there, and we should be good. We are going to win the fight on the wall there, after all. You need to keep moving over this way. You need to go over there. Keep moving this way. Do need to start shooting into those... oof, boy, those King's Shields got absolutely massacred by those Lokrims. Mattocks really struggle to stay alive. Well, to be fair, I mean, these units, they're half decent. Mattocks also are an entry-level shock infantry unit, so even though they are dwarves, you have to expect a certain level of fragility. It's not going to be a problem in the end anyway, because our Blacklocks are going to do the business. Might take them a little while, but they will manage it. Got the Stiffbeards doing their thing as well, and if need be, we can commit our general. What's going on here? Victory seems certain. Could we, like, actually, you know, push into them a little bit more, with a little bit more haste, instead of just sending the unit one at a time? Yeah, they're getting killed pretty quickly now. We lost a lot of Mattocks by doing that, but the timer was running low, so I felt like I had to move forward. The reason I haven't made a Discord B games is because, for a start, like, in order to keep a Discord like worth it, basically, for its value, you need to invest a decent amount of time into it, which I couldn't commit to at this point. And also because I feel as though if everyone is making discords left, right and centre, it splits the community, which in my opinion has been to the detriment of most of the multiplayer focused Third Age mods, because it's made the community just a little bit all over the place, which hasn't been to its benefit at all. And you know, I'm not like being arrogant or anything when I say, because of like the relative size of my channel, it would do probably more damage if I were to do that than someone else.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
You get into place like that. Yeah, the Lokrin bodyguard are finished. They're done for. You move over there. Marvellous. Want to be a little bit careful about a stray crossbow bolt catching our general, because that will worry me, as opposed to basic archers. Victory seems certain. Are you quite sure? You need a moderator. Well, to be fair, I think if like my channel got a little bit bigger, then I would probably get someone to be a moderator. But to be fair, it's never really been a problem. Never really been something that a moderator has been required for. Right, okay, let's... Yeah, the South Ron defenders should be easy prey for Durin's guard. You would have thought. Meanwhile, over here, they're doing a lot of damage, to be fair. To a frankly worrying extent.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Right, so yeah, it's just the captain left. Even if he's up against out of ammo skirmishers, he will fall away. And they're not really laying too much of a blow on the Durin's guard now. Yeah, we could have done this battle a little bit more cleanly, but yeah, the timer was a factor. And they will need to start moving forward with those. Again, victory seems certain. How? 88 Southron defenders. It's because these units here are just not moving onto the front line, and they're engaging like a tiny amount at a time. It's one of the most annoying elements of like over here it's better, but we're taking a lot of damage there even. Only 2 of them remain. Yeah, I know B games, and my reasoning for that was the thing that I literally just spoke about. When you're in this sort of situation as the dwarves, and you know the battle time is ticking down, and you don't have much in the way of ranged options in a city like this as well, it's kind of difficult to get into position. You just have to swallow it and just take the bull by the horns. And I'm okay with that. We'll kill their general, which might be enough, to be fair, to end the battle. Yeah, with more mattocks on the front line, now we're actually doing damage. Now that the units are actually, you know, getting tight to their foe. And it's, yeah, there he goes. Good. Alright then. Just form up our ranks. Other than that, it's really just going to be this fight that happens upon the walls. Yeah, they are shaken now, as well you would expect. Also, with 2 levels of armour upgrade even, this Erebor infantry was not up to the task. Again, proving itself to be kind of a lacklustre unit, considering what the dwarves are meant to be good at. I think the Doomsday... No, I don't think so, Xavier. I don't think so. Angmar didn't when I took Karndu. And they definitely have more than 3 provinces left. And they will take a few more of mine, actually, that I took on the way to Misstrand. They will eventually, of course, but there's no need for me to even stay in Misstrand, potentially. Now that I've got the ring, I could just run into the distance and sort of park this guy in the far eastern portion of the map and hide him away. And then wait for my high tier stack to come and blow Roon out of the water. Interesting to see if they actually do rout here. I don't think they will. But hopefully this these problems will cease to be. There we go. End battle. Abdus the Inquisitor falls by the wayside. Most of the problem could be solved with a catapult stack, to be fair. Yeah, maybe it could, 2020. Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong. Should have built 10 catapults on turn 3. I am starting to build catapults in a few places now. But, you know, rapid expansion has this problem. Like, if you sit back and build yourselves up, especially as a faction with settlements as good as the Dwarves start out with, you can make your life... Oh, for crying out loud. Marvellous. You love to see it. Well, what's going to happen now is I will save scum that battle into oblivion until I get a favourable auto-resolve, basically, because I'm not doing that again. And that is why I save at the end of every turn and before every battle. Because all of these Third Age mods are held together with sticky back plastic. And the game itself can barely hold itself together when you're playing it. It's not the PC, Matt. I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. The game itself is stretched to the limit in all of these Lord of the Rings mods, and it can barely handle what's going on. Yeah, I think it might be 2020. I think it might be. We'll see what the auto-resolve is like, to be fair, because we'd probably win an auto-resolve anyway. Let's see. No, a crushing defeat. Yeah, so... Yeah, this will be... this is going to have to be a command win, isn't it? Oh, for Christ's sake, what are you doing? Ugh. Now I've got to look up the command. If someone could type that in the chat, that would be incredibly helpful. Just so I don't have to alt-tab. And we don't have to go through the extended black screen of doom. Yeah, there it is. I knew it was something like that. Well, 31 losses as well. That's pretty cheesy, but you know what? The game had its opportunity, and it failed itself. Embarrassing scenes from Medieval 2. Right, yeah, we'll exterminate the populace because we don't want Eastern culture. I mean, even if we lose Misstrand now with the exterminated populace, Misstrand itself is much less valuable than it was. Right, so wow, we can build a ton of stuff here. What have they been doing with themselves? Right, we need to repair the city itself. Right, Let's just save it there. They haven't actually built all that much here. But, I guess they don't have a, an armory here, as it turns out, which is kind of strange. So we shall build that ourselves. 5 turns for that, though. Crazy. We're actually in a better position than we would have been, which is kind of strange. But other than that, we've done everything we wanted to on this turn. There is the small matter of this Angmar stack that we may have to deal with sooner rather than later. We do need more. We just need more units in general, actually, to be getting down there. So actually, we will just build some more units from Gundabad. Could we build some? Actually, we could build something in Latash as well. Yeah, we were on about getting great roads, weren't we? But oof, it's expensive considering the money that we're working with at this point. Right, Dane's Halls. We're already building stuff here, aren't we? Yeah. Just go for some quick to mass units so that we can get down to Goblin Town to make sure Angmar can't counterattack us. Roon have less armory. Yeah, but they didn't have the level 1 armory, Hrothgar. If I can build a standard armory rather than a Durin's armory, they hadn't even built the regular one. So weird. Weird indeed. That is a big runic army. We'll see what they do. If they decide to come back and try and retake Misstrand, we will run away in spectacular fashion back to Elgeir. But we shall see. Now I'm saving with every action that I do because I'm paranoid. Right, let's just pass the turn and see what occurs. I remember how the game crashed on 0.51 when we tested on 1.0 now. Well, yeah, the game's much more stable now, of course, because early in development you're always going to have a lot of technical gremlins, because there's so much that a small development team can't account for that a larger player base will. Khazad-dûm look like they are forcing the goblins out of Moria as a whole now. Right, there is a force on the way. We do need to be careful here, because we can't afford to get too greedy and try to keep Misstrand if we are unable to do so. No problem, Branmir. Okay, so they're deciding to try and attack Goblin Town now. Did they lift the siege then on that fort, or did they come up with a second army? Civil revolt. The people of this settlement have risen up. The Umbaran fleet on the move. Rumours have spread from the coasts of Middle-earth of a large fleet of black-sailed warships. So that's the invasion of Mithlond, isn't it? So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Western Moria besieged. Khazad-dûm should win that now. Bree is under siege from someone. Misstrand overrun. The sorrow now covers every single face of men of Roon. They fought in vain. The capital, once a place of trade and powerful military haven, has now been overrun by its enemies. Those who defended it died in battle. Died in terrible circumstances, and the few who escaped can now tell their fellow men and loved ones what fate they might have met if they hadn't survived. A lesson has been learned by the Easterlings this day. Perhaps temporarily. My lord, we have acquired the great ring of power. The one ring bestows immense power upon those with a will strong enough to make use of it, but also carries ruin and great danger with it. The White Council will hopefully offer some guidance to us soon. Good, we actually have it. Relations reports. Okay. War declared between Dunland and the... I'm amazed they weren't already at war, actually. Construction reports. That should be a lot more money coming in. Recruitment reports. Right, so what was going on over here? Did they... Yeah, they just left that place then. Right, well, I'm actually tempted to sally out and meet them. That's not a bad army. It's an outright good army, actually. All of those units are of good quality. Right. Anyway. What are the Angmarim doing, I wonder? Thrashing around. You go in there, because we do need a force ready to defend. You go down there, because we need most of our defenders on Mount Graham, because that is the front line. Litash, less important. What are you going to do with the One Ring? Dump it in the volcano, of course. Finish Mordor off. Right, golden armour upgrades on these boys. They'll be heading southwards. You lot will be going over here as well. Right, so this gentleman, he should have, yeah, there it is, the One Ring. Well, that's a lot of good stuff. 5 authority, 3 dread, 3 command, plus 2 to public health, plus 5 hit points. His acumen takes a nosedive because of it, but 5 hit points. This man is now bulletproof. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is abandon Misstrand, because if we get collapsed in on by these 2 stacks, there's no guarantee that we'd be able to hold on to it. And we're going to be using this road anyway to go after Mordor, so what we're going to do, going to go down this way, off the beaten path, and basically into the wilderness. I'm not going to demolish the buildings in Misstrand either, and the reason for that is eventually we will be taking Misstrand. Why is Angmar attacking Goblin Town? No, Badani, I'm not going to destroy the buildings, because eventually I want Misstrand, and they won't be able to rebuild all of that stuff in time. And it's not really too much of a problem, to be honest with you. Like, Roon are in trouble at this stage because Dorwinian have been like doing pretty well against them, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe Dorwinian are horrid failures. If I've been inflicting these blows on Roon and they are still completely unable to move forwards. God, we're so far away from our reinforcements. That's the problem. I don't want to overextend myself at this point. We have the ring. There's no need to be too rash. We need to get units down here. Mercenary recruitment, sure. We'll take a unit of extra cav. Right, can we get some recruitment on the go over here reasonably quickly? Not reasonably quickly, but it's something we can plan for. Erebor. I do wonder if this is going to be enough for Mordor to get a little bit angry with us. I'm surprised we don't actually have roads over here yet. That is something we should be going for. We only have 56% culture as well. That's actually quite surprising given how long we've held on to Onazanar. Right, was there anything else we could... We can actually build some basic units over here now. Let's go for a catapult maker. Is there anything else we can move over here that is actually got some strength behind it? Yes, these. Right. I think what we will do is... It's risky to sally out and attack them, actually, to be honest. Right. What we're going to do... We will just keep them there, because what they might do then is break the siege and try and go that way. And if they do that, happy days. Haven't played in years, but I remember getting the weird feeling Nazgul generals go for stacks led by ring bearers. Well, I mean, it could be a little bit messy, this, but we'll see. We shall see. I don't think there's anything else we can really do for this turn. We've already made our play. As we try to basically go off into the wilderness. Okay. This is the problem with having such a... Can we actually get any mercenaries here? No, we already recruited the mercs over here, didn't we? A real shame. There's a Dunland stack. Gimli the wooden leg. There we go. My fellow dwarves finally making their play. That's pretty much all of the mountains in Middle-earth now, aside from the ones that encircle Mordor and the White Mountains, but Ered Luin, Ered Mithrin, the Misty Mountains, the Iron Hills, they're all in Dwarven hands now. Roon didn't even try and take Misstrand back. What's that all about? Well, you know what, maybe the Chieftain of Angmar is dead. The Goblin horde's enraged. Our foes think they can step foot in our capital. Our foes believes they have rid enough of these mountains. Our foes dares to assume they can lay claim to it. Our home, our Goblin town, our revenge. Call forth the hordes of the Misty Mountains. Call upon the wargs and their riders. Awaken the trolls. We shall lay waste to those whom oppose us. Take back what belongs to us, and upon doing so, we will crush those of Anduin. Surround those hideous elves and rid the world of men. They think we are scattered. We have never been stronger. Western Moria cleared. Dwarven realms reclaimed. Khazad, Khazad, we are victorious. Praise to Durin, should he be alive to see this glorious day, to his kin. Our ancestral homes are ours again, retaken from the forces of evil. Yet now starts the greatest challenge, as cities need to be rebuilt and repopulated. The fires of the forges are burning once more, the mines are echoing to the sounds of our picks again, and trade shall flow once more upon the roads. Word shall travel around the Middle-earth, the dwarves are a force to be reckoned with. The Longbeards sure will sing of these glorious days and praise the kings that returned lost cities to our rules. We should be careful, however, for we are sure the enemy will not be pleased upon hearing the news, and they will retaliate. Baruch Khazad, Khazad I Menu. Lebanon under siege, so Gondor continue their customary retreat. Urgent news, my lord. We have summoned to the White Council. Should we respond to this request? Yes. We have 25 turns to bring the One Ring to the region of the Pointed Settlement where the White Council... 25 turns? We're so far away. Oh boy. Okay. We're not going to make it. There's not a chance we make it there in 25 turns. Why is there a time limit on that? Okay, well, by turn 120 pretty much I need to be there. I need to write that down, because if there's a chance, I'm just going to teleport my general there. If I end up not being able to make it, because that's nonsensical. But we shall see. I'm just going to write down turn 120. I've already made roads in my territory, Lucas, to the greatest extent that I'm able. The point is, I am way over here trying to dodge runic stacks. Rivendell is way over here. Roads are not going to be the thing that makes the difference here. And even if they were, I've already built the best roads that I can throughout the spine of my territory. Yeah, I mean, if it gets to like turn 120 and I'm still floundering around over here near Erebor, then I'm going to teleport him, because I'm not missing out on this just because of some arbitrary nonsense that's been put in. Alliance announced. Dwarves of Erebor and the High Elves. Perfect relations with the High Elves. A healer's post in Erebor. Good. What is this? This should be moving southwards. So they're I mean, if they try to attack us, I feel a little bit better about that particular fight. I mean, we're still outmatched to a pretty large extent, but we'll see. We might end up losing Goblin Town, but we'll be able to retake it. Can you put the ring in a cavalry unit? No. The ring has to be on a general, Lucas. We've got quite a lot of money now. We'll go with that. there anything else economy-wise that we can actually build? Something that is actually useful. Right. So we've got 4 units in there. So we just need... They can actually just hang there. You wait. I suppose actually, yeah, we'll stop building that because there's no need. Is there anything else that we can? Maybe we'll destroy, I think, all of the recruitment buildings, but we won't destroy any of the economy buildings. Stables is useless to us anyway. Ballista maker. Yeah, we want the economy buildings because eventually we'll go back down there. Bet that ballista is going to save Goblin Town? Possibly. Depends on what sort of engagement we could get near the gate. Right, a pub is being built there. Mount Graham. I mean, that's not going to be enough to take Mount Graham. Could get a spy. Right, catapults. With a catapult, actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go this way with the catapult. I mean, it's the long game, but eventually, of course... I mean, actually, no, because we're not going to be going this way to get into Mordor now, are we? If we have to go back to Rivendell, then we're going to have to basically take the ring on a circuit tour of the entirety of Middle-earth. Can't we just get the High Elves up on speed dial and say, listen, we're most of the way to Mordor now, we're just going to pop over there and throw the ring into Mount Doom, is that okay? Rather than having to have like a conference about it. What a load of nonsense. Anyway. These two. Why do we want to go with them? Well, over here actually, because eventually we need to be sort of still preparing for the inevitable stack from Angmar. Can we build anything else that's useful here? The Oricani Royal Hall would actually be kind of useful. We shall build it. We'll go for a couple of them as well. Yeah, exactly. Just get them up on Zoom. Easy. Easy days. I'm really surprised, honestly, that Rhubar hasn't been set upon yet. Is there anything we can build in Skarn? Absolutely nothing. Right, okay. Throw me for a loop, this one has. I thought it was just a message you got after a while. The White Council is like, yeah, you know, you've got the ring. Could you please go and deal with that? There's also a Goblin Doomstack moving around somewhere now. I'd assume they'd go after Khazad-dûm and not after what are they doing? They're happy for me to have Misstrand, are they? I've taken their capital and they're like, they don't care? What is this? Ah, good. Right, let's save. Ah, we got a unit of Dwarven Defenders as well, which is nice. So that will help us out on the line. Oof. Okay then. Ah, right, actually, this is not bad, because while this is a slight hill, this means that we actually have a golden opportunity to utilise our ballista. If we put it here, missiles as well, just in general, will be really, really good in this situation. The only question is, do we have the strength to withstand them? Oh, for Christ's sake. Do we have any other? Yeah, Erebor infantry. How do you arrive in Imladris sometime? You have some idea? I mean, yeah, if it comes down to it, I'll just teleport my stack over there. I'm not being subject to some mechanic that doesn't make any sort of sense. I'll try and get there in the proper fashion by walking over there, but I highly doubt I'm going to be able to do that, considering I'm having to cross-country it back to my own territory with the ring bearer. And 25 turns seems like a lot, but it's not really in the grand scheme of things, right? Right, we need everyone to be on guard mode, really. Dwarven Travellers are not as damaging as the as their archers. They look pretty cool, the upgraded Angmarim, don't they? The Iron Crown Longbowmen, they definitely have my Dwarven Travellers beat, but I don't know, I think the Ballista might be a step too far for them, that's what I'm hoping anyway. Time will tell. Yeah, we have a better shot as well, which is significant. I think the Dwarven Travellers have only got 3 missile damage though, so they're basically like a less armoured version of our Stiffbeard archers. But it's better to have them than not. It's also a good thing we got these Dwarven Defenders as well, because without them I'm not sure we would have been successful here. Wonder where they're getting these Iron Crown units from then. They must have a fairly well developed settlement somewhere. Maybe it's Morvatarth. Oh, we've got another unit of Erebor infantry as well. Every dwarf going to count on the front line. Very big interior to Goblin Town. Yeah, saturating our armies with siege for defensive positions is going to work, because Goblin Town is going to be won. Perhaps Angmar still has Camithbrin. That'd be a bit of a failing of the High Elves if they haven't managed to take that yet, considering that Moria haven't, Moria have been completely bogged down thus far. Right, okay, here they are. They're pretty well armoured, these boys, though, so I kind of doubt, unless they get into melee. Yeah, just shoot them. They're really densely packed. Well, they're just shooting right into the front line. Right into the shields. I don't really want them to be doing that, but... Yeah, Novka Raglor is another possibility. Yeah, there we go. Give them another volley with the ballista. And then we'll start shooting at them. Either way, they're not going to be able to build their very like really scary stuff now because we've taken away the settlements that allow them to do that. Yeah, there we go. Good kills. We need to be a little bit careful when they're this close. Yeah. Better to shoot the enemies that are in behind so we don't risk friendly fire. Love the smell of burning angmar in the morning. More warriors. The Rudar landsmen are a bit of a problem. But they're also probably the most vulnerable to this sort of... Get forwards a bit more. There we go, that's some good damage. They're trying to just barge through, aren't they? It's a lot of heavy swordsmen. Oof. But don't shoot your own men. Come on, less incompetence, please. Is that a break? No, they're just shifting around. The single most impressive unit on the field is still my general, of course, but he's much more limited than the Iron Crown units we're up against. There's another unit on the way as well. Yes, halberdiers. That will be a concern. Need better hits than that, really. Where are those longbowmen? Keep shooting at them. There we go. There, that's better. Centre mass. Almost out of archer ammo, so they'll be getting into melee as well. They're not that impressive in melee, but oh come on, not like this. They're just trying to barge through, aren't they? They'll take damage doing that though. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good hit. It's another good hit. It's another decent hit. These arrows are not really doing a whole lot of damage, but you wouldn't really expect them to against upgraded Iron Crown units. But it's better to have them than not. That's another decent hit. More good hits. They're starting to try. Yeah, they're starting to rout some of their smaller units. So go after the not the longbowmen. Go after the Rudar landsmen. If we hit them with a bolt, they'll probably rout. As long as we don't lose our general, we should be fine in this sort of situation. But he's probably, knowing my luck with generals, he's probably right in and amongst them. What is this? Ooh, halberdiers. Stop them. Oh no, they're just going for the town centre. No, remount the ballista and shoot it. I'm not really interested in your complaints. Get on the ballista and shoot it. Ugh, completely worthless. Worthless entities. Yeah, they're gonna barge through now because my ballista won't mount because there are people running through them. They're not even attacking them, but they'll refuse to get on. Sod it. Get out of guard mode. Might be worth the odd kill or two, but again they're upgraded, so it's unlikely. Right then. I mean, as soon as these annoying... Right, okay, so can we move these out of the way? Right, okay, so we need to get back there with you so that you can... Well... No, we need to get you on the front line, don't we? Where are you going? Oh, the pathfinding's really done me in here. All it takes is the AI to just brainlessly try and force their way through, and it completely breaks defensive shape.
Our enemy has command of the city.
It's not the missile damage from the travellers that's important, Hrothgar. It's just the fact that they weren't even intentionally going through the ballista, but brushing against the ballista crew is enough for some reason for them to just drop it. Yeah, our general's right up in the business of all of those landsmen as well. At this point I just need them to fire at something and do some damage, but it's probably already too late. I think we should have won that, but again, we lost for a rather gamey reason there. If you want to abandon the artillery piece, it should be a player input decision. It shouldn't be something which is decided for you. One hit? Come on, you've got to do better than that. Look how densely packed they are. Again, just the one hit. Pathetic. Yeah, well, we've lost now. It's over. We won't be able to retake the town centre even if we do somehow manage to pull this out.
Something changes in the course of battle, but defeat seems almost certain.
It doesn't happen in Reforged though, Hrothgar. If your artillery crew is being attacked, they don't automatically jump off the piece.
The enemy general lies dead. Let the crows have his
There's too many of them left, I think.
and let our swords have his men.
They're too steady. Like I said, even if we do somehow manage to pull out this fight on the front line, which is not impossible if we get fortunate, there's no way that we can get the units in the town centre off of it now.
Our foe has lost control of the
Well,
city.
they...
Ah, my lord, our enemy has command of the city.
Yeah, let's move that over there. See if there's something we can do. If they're out of ammunition,
My lord, our enemy has
which they're not because they've still got their bows out.
my lord, the enemy is
Right. Yeah, we don't have the oomph anymore to be able to deal with this amount of Iron Crown units, sadly. Well, they're running. Look at this guy, look. Waddling around all by his lonesome. No, yeah, we're too far away. Ballista accuracy isn't good enough for that. Well, a valiant attempt was made, but not going to be enough, unfortunately. So we shall have to raise an army to retake Goblin Town. How lovely.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, but defeat seems almost certain.
They're trying to shoot at point blank, aren't they? Oh no, they're trying to shoot the ballista? What are you doing? I mean, this one dude could really... No, actually, no, go after the warriors. Come on, break. You know you want to. Come on, shoot. Before that halberdier makes it to you. There we go. Can at least grill a few more of them. Surprised they're still fighting, to be honest with you. I think we're going to lose because of timeout more than anything else. Oh, okay, good. Right. Well, at least we'll be able to fight for the town centre, even if we won't, almost certainly won't win. We've softened up this unit of Iron Crown warriors decently well enough, but we don't have enough quality anymore in terms of the melee fight. The numbers will be fairly even actually, but the Iron Crown units are much stronger than what we've got left, pound for pound. There's also no guarantee we actually make it in time with how slow the dwarves are. Yeah, I mean the ballista crew will be mucking in melee as well, but that was a good last hit, I suppose. 41 Iron Crown warriors, 21 Iron Crown halberdiers. So around 65 units, which is significantly more than we have. Morale is pretty much the only chance we have, but the Iron Crown units should be enough, and based on this, I'm not even sure we're going to be able to get into the town centre in time because of how laughably slow the dwarves are. Let's see if we can. Yeah, when... Oh. Well, at least we have that going for us. What are you doing? Get into melee, don't just stand back there. You're the only unit we have that's actually decent.
Our army is
well, the attempt was made.
Something changes in the course of battle, but defeat seems almost certain.
It's just going to be our general left. Time and time again we've had the AI in this situation.
Our general lies slain upon the battlefield.
Well,
Enemies have snatched victory from us.
that's antagonising. We could have won that if the ballista crew hadn't shat itself. But we shall retake. And also it does mean that the Angmar Doomstack is a little bit further away. How many men do they actually have left? Honestly, I am thinking of just teleporting that army with the ring in it. If someone could, yeah, I'm gonna do it. If someone could let me know what the console command is to teleport that dude, I'm gonna do it now because I'm gonna do it anyway. It's just a pain in the rear that's even a thing that has to be done, but. I'm going to be doing it. Right, what have they actually got left? They don't have that much left. That I don't think is going to be enough though. Marooned on this side. Right, construction. A report. Kurik, Gathol, Rakyberg. This place. What should we have here? Probably this. This dude. Keep moving this way. Right, well, yeah, there he is. No, we're leaving. Goodbye. Mordor. I mean, by the time we get to Mordor at this, because we have to go all the way back here, I was thinking we could actually get to Mordor and Gondor wouldn't be completely gone, but because of this ridiculous mechanic where we have to go to Rivendell, it's going to mean Gondor are going to be long dead. I'll put him in, put him over here. Wait. Yeah. Okay, pos 255, 239. Where do you put the character's name though, Hrothgar? Because I know what syntax is. I know what syntax is. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm a little bit rattled. Can you tell? Right. Is that no. Error, command not recognized. I need the exact syntax, Hrothgar, otherwise it's not gonna work. I've done coding before. Nope. This game always finds a way to piss me off monumentally, I swear. Is there an underscore near the door? No, apparently. Good. Right. So, that'll be enough of that nonsense. Now then. I think what we will do... Yeah, so we have enough to be getting on with here. So Skarn, we can't build anything there. Misstrand is still miserable. Why are we building a stoneworkers hall? What are we doing? No. Not building anything there. Oof. Right, okay. We're saving it. I don't like cheesing stuff like that, but when game mechanics are ridiculous, I'm not going to engage with them. 25 turns. Why the arbitrary limit? Doesn't make any damn sense. Right, we don't need anything else there. Khan Doom, though, we probably do. An armourer, perhaps? A feast hall? What sort of... You know what, let's just go for a Durin's armoury here, because chances are Khan Doom will come under attack at some point. 2 more turns until the mining complex is done. These boys can actually start heading down here. Nearly done with the Merchant's Quarter in Mount Gundabad. Aylstone. Don't have anything that would be suitable. Right. We need another general, really, don't we, down here to retake that place. I guess it could be this guy. Because this is just a fortress after all, so we don't actually need someone looking after that. It's more important to have, like, a city having a general, so we can boost its income accordingly. Catapult can keep making... Actually, we need a catapult maker on site, really. Erebor, we could build more stuff, but... Right. That is going to be pretty much it, to be honest with you. We're just waiting to get our forces into position now. I suppose, actually, considering we're on the way to Rivendell, we could get the Ring Bearer to take a force and just clean Angmar, or just gut them in this position over here as well, but that we run the risk then of running into issues as it pertains to triggering the Angmar Doom stack, which would be a real downer at this point in time. Right, now maybe we can get back to a little bit of normality now that we don't have to horribly overextend ourselves and bend over backwards for the game. Like, come on, Dorwinian, you need to do a little bit better than this. Shades of Rohan, when I took on Isengard, they still collapsed, even though they weren't having to deal with the full force of their foe. They're still not taking back their settlements that they took from me, which is weird. Ered Luin prospers. Long has the once great coalition of dwarves of Ered Luin simply been bound by memories of a distant past, of glories uncounted, and the greatest smiths to have ever lived. Now it seems that the forges ring true, that dwarves are standing upon the edge of glory once more, and that the power of vengeance is hotter than any smith's fire could ever be. Under the guidance of the newly claimed clan leader, after the flight of Thorin, the dwarves have prospered and sent the hammers of vengeance out to cast down their enemies. Even the elves of Mithlond are wary of this newfound power in the west. Enidwaith falters. Misstrand is rioting, to no one's great shock. I mean, this is going to be a solid army. Mercenaries available for hire. I suppose, to be fair, we could probably do with another unit of Dwarven Travellers at least. Right, construction report. Mount Gundabad. Now that we're starting to really make some coin from Gundabad. Yeah, merchant bank. Right. You need to keep moving down here. Where are they going? You know what? We will just siege them so they can't do anything. And you will go over here. You are going to start heading this way. You are going to enter Mount Graham. Where else did we, yeah, this. Where to bring these boys? Start sending them this way, I suppose. I've never played campaign in my life. Do you just win by killing everyone else? Not necessarily, no. It's victory conditions are sort of predetermined, but I think in Divide and Conquer it's best for you to just sort of make your own victory condition. Like, you can do a paint the map campaign, but it under most circumstances will break the law horribly unless you're playing as someone like Mordor. Right, you're just hanging out. You're doing the same. Still can't build anything here. Currently building a pub. Right, we need to build more recruitment stuff over here really, but a great market would probably be a better choice right now because we just need to get more high tier units out on the field. War declared between Lorien and Isengard. That's a sign that Isengard have pushed that far in the first place. Right, can we not just recruit random garbage? I'm not interested in this trash that you are presenting me. A miners' union is useful. No, it's just a rule that I set for myself, Jack. So, like, me as Erebor, for example, I'm not just going to suddenly decide now, like, well, I'm just going to attack Dale. They're right there, I'm going to take them. Under most circumstances, of course, in a Total War game, Dale is a big settlement. You would want it. It would be beneficial to me as a faction if I were to take Dale. But I'm not going to do that because it doesn't make any kind of sense thematically. Right then. Again, I think that's all I can do. We're just in a section of the game now where I'm just waiting for things to be built. Turn 100. It's an interesting part of the game to see. Is there some online mode? I mean, you can do a hot seat campaign, I'm pretty sure, but they tend to take ages. And there is an online, but it's not as well defined as other offerings. Reforged primarily, but there's a Dorwinian stack. Hey, they've entered that fort as well. If they could retake Strondos, that would be marvellous. Right, what is this? They are attacking outwards. What do they have left? You know what? I'm gonna fight this one. I think we will lose. It's extremely likely that we will lose, but this means that the Anduin would probably take this as well, but we should have the money to buy it back off Anduin. I'm not going to buff the High Elves and the Dunedain. I've already buffed them enough by taking care of the Anduin. They should be able to finish their own dinner. Dale, on the other hand, are a different matter. Can we actually... No, we can't put our units up there, apparently. Well, actually, no, we can. Apparently. Come on. Oh, I see. Right. Okay, it was not as I thought. I thought we could deploy at least, but apparently this is not the case. shall get into a position and try to shoot them as best we are able. It's unlikely that that's going to result in victory, of course, because of how tanky the Iron Crown units are. We do have some axe throws, I suppose, so it's not... Perhaps all is not lost, but all is probably lost. We do also need to be quite careful of the Rudar landsmen. Probably going to try and go after my axe throwers as well, to be honest. But maybe we can leverage that to our advantage. Oh shit, they've still got Iron Crown longbowmen. Not what I wanted to see, and of course we can't react very quickly because we're the dwarves, so giving them an order means that they'll probably get there in the next decade. God, it's so slow, the dwarves. It's so antagonizing. Come on, move. You're dwarves, you're not crippled. You should be able to at least move in a direction. Oh, it's absolutely comical. It really is. Shoot them. Shoot them. Yeah, we aren't going to be able to win this, but hey. Just throw your axes in. You've embarrassed yourself by trying to run enough. Can't even fire quickly either. Incredible scenes. Yeah, and they're getting staggered. Yeah, we're going to get engaged in melee as well. A real comedy of errors because of dwarven obesity, I'm going to call it. My axe throwers can't even beat the landsmen in melee. That's embarrassing. Again, I will say the tier 1 units for Erebor, aside from the Mattocks and I would say the Stiff-Beard Archers, leave a lot to be desired for what the dwarves are supposed to be. Like they just don't perform that well. This wasn't a battle I expected to win, but I expected to do a bit more damage than this. So it will just... Yeah, I don't care anymore, they can just go in. Yeah. The Rudar landsmen, even outnumbered, still beat my Erebor axe throwers. Embarrassing scenes. They had like double their number, Hrothgar, at the start of the melee fight, and they still lost. I expected to lose, but I expected my individual units to be a little bit better than that. But that's the story of using the Erebor tier 1 units, to be honest.
Back down, lads.
Right, they've got more reinforcements on the way in there now. At least that means the Anduin probably won't be able to take it. Misstrand retaken. No one cares. That was always going to happen. Right then. Erebor, Mount Graham, good. Can build something else in Mount Graham. A market would be nice. The Erebor axe throwers are advertised as being like not as good as the Erebor infantry in melee, but you can still utilise them in that fashion if you wish to. And axe throwers don't have the range to be used exclusively as a ranged unit anyway. So if that's the design philosophy behind them, given that they are supposed to be Erebor's focus in range, I would question that. You need to get so close to use the axe throwers that they need to be decent in melee. Otherwise, what's the point of them? I mean, I'm not going to be building any more of the tier 1 units unless it's an emergency. God, it takes so long to get across the map as well. Right. Let's... Iron Fist Hammers. Blacklock Engineers. Erebor itself. With that, Onazanar. Roads. I mean, I could invade Mordor, Jack, but it would take me about 50 turns to get down there, with the Dwarven movement being what it is. Full Roon campaign in a single stream. I mean, I couldn't watch all of it, to be honest. It's a busy time of year. I'll probably tune in for a portion of it at least, but I mean, if he's doing a whole campaign, he's going to be streaming for a while. Probably all day. But I'll tune in, certainly for a portion of it, but probably not for all of it. Right. Ah, yes. You. Yeah, they won't be able to get in there, so we'll get into the forts. Keep moving south. These boys as well can start heading down here. As for anything else, we've already moved them. Like when you don't do anything in a turn, really, it's very easy to think that you've forgotten something. We're just waiting for this stack to get down here, and then maybe we can finally start doing things properly. Because we will have an absolutely excellent stack. Can we get mercenaries? No, there's no mercenaries available to recruit in this region. Mercenaries here? Nope. I don't think we need mercenaries anyway, because like when we get into fights, we're mostly fine as long as we don't get caught unawares. Yeah, there really is nothing else to do at the moment, is there? Even if I keep thinking that there is, it's just paranoia. Right, we need the spy that was down over here. Where is he? There he is. Right, so start heading up this way. Erebor calls an invasion on Angmar. I mean, I want to be careful with Angmar because I don't want to trigger the Doom stack before I as soon as I'm prepared for it, like, they're done for. Ah. Khazad-dûm finally getting rid of the goblins from Moria means that they should actually be able to start impacting the fight against Isengard as well. Right, come on, Dorwinian. Okay, that was not very impressive. Improvements required. How did they win that? Wow, you suck. Dorwinian, embarrassing stacks. Embarrassing scenes. A Doom stack is a full strength army that spawns when a faction gets to 3 settlements. At least in DAC. It can mean different things in Total War games, but in DAC, to basically prevent you from being able to finish off a faction too easily, when they get down to a certain point, a full strength nasty army spawns. There are some other things with that as well, like if certain settlements get lost for some of the bigger factions, that a Doom stack will also spawn. And if you play as Gondor or Mordor, then vice versa will gain access to more Doom stacks, because, you know, otherwise it would end up being too easy one way or the other. Right, surely. We're so close now. So close to getting to the front line. I'm amazed we still have Rhubar. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're stuck? I think the AI is just having a bit of a mad moment. Dane's Halls. Oh, Dragon Slayers. Thank you. Iron Guard. Please. And Blacklocks. Just more of the expensive stuff. We really need anything else here? Not for the moment. Right, you. I'm actually going to gather this army together now because he was out on his own. I don't want him getting jumped by a few units. Right, and we probably want this guy to actually have a bit more in terms of units going with him, now that I consider it. So we can get 4 units to go with him. And I think 2 of them should be the... should be them. And I suppose... we've got enough ranged units here, yeah, so it should be melee units really that we send with him. Let's just go for a couple of units of somewhat battered Erebor infantry, and that should be enough to cut a path through to Rivendell. Right then. Latash, we can build something here. Should probably go for... well, do we want Durin's Armory? No, we'll go for an army barracks, because Latash can be another recruitment hub because it's a fortress. Already moved them. I keep thinking there's more to do, but there isn't, is there? Not really. We've already moved you. We can always attack from this side of Goblin Town as well, as soon as we're done with taking the ring to Imladris. Okay then. What was that again? Can't wait to actually, you know, start moving with Dane. It's taken us this long just to get an army over there because of how big the provinces in the east are. That was some kind of fight. Hopefully Khazad-dûm doesn't capitulate to Isengard. Oh, they're actually sieging us. How shocking. That's a Dale territory now, look. That border just went blue. So Dale's pushing on Roon, even if Dorwinion is starting to fall back. That's good. I'd quite like to take Rhubarb again myself, so hopefully Dale don't... We'll need to get bloody military access with them as well. Dunland expands. So they've actually recovered. And Bree with us. I wonder what happened there. Anduin are actually sieging down Goblin Town. Remarkable scenes. Ooh. There's Cameth Bryn. Mount Graham is... Oh, we got Foley. This must be Gimli's other son. Right, for you then. I guess we'll just send you back up this way so you can govern another recruitment hub. Construction complete in Khan Doom. We now have an armory. Dwarven culture is going up, but... Yeah, we'll go with that. Why not? Got to speculate to accumulate. Alright, and I suppose with this, I mean, we don't really need to be down here anymore, so let's get you up to here. Let's also... We had a diplomat back at Erebor itself, didn't we? Yes, we did. How about... Do we already have military access with you? Oh, we do. Okay. Well, I'll give you some money then. How about that? I will give you 1,000 gold.
How could we refuse such a generous and well, that seemed fruitful. Farewell.
You keep going this way. You keep going that way. And finally. Finally we have liftoff. Right, you go over there. Oh no, that's wrong, isn't it? You want to go over there. And then you all want to go over here. So now this is an army to be proud of. These boys... Oh, we got this guy as well. Damn, we got a lot of generals all of a sudden over here. Which is good, I suppose. It means we can garrison the towns. Okay. Fair enough. If we're going to use this place to recruit some basic stuff, I suppose we should build a garrison quarters here as well. Settlement besieged. Rhubarb. Oh yeah, they're going to... I suppose they could try and siege that down, but there's no need to be too concerned about that, I don't think. You keep moving that way. It'll be interesting to see what they actually decide to do there, the Angmarim. I really feel as though there's something I'm forgetting to do every turn. But there isn't. Nothing important anyway. Right, next turn, something will actually happen battle-wise, I think. I'll have to buy Goblin Town back off the Anduin if they take it, and they did. Very well then. Payment it shall be. Those extra generals could be used in Felkazash and Witherboard. Witherboard's too far away though, Xavier. I'd rather use them in the runic territories that we're conquering because we'll need to up the public order anyway. Yeah, there's no point in even trying to fight that. Clear defeat. Dane will show you how to do things properly. Hey there, Llama Boy. And we shall start going towards Misstrand in a more analogue fashion rather than to just extract the ring. An Axesmith's Guild in Carndoon? Sure. Mordor Supreme. I'm surprised it's taken them this long into the campaign to actually get that message. Anduin prospers. The Vales are beautiful, the people prosper, their legendary tenacity has done them proud. Not only are the Vales secure, they stand strong and united. Their foes know now the strength and purpose of their people. The Vales have gone to war with a thirst, and blood slakes their weapons as they carve a kingdom beyond their own borders at last, and realise their true potential both through trade and war. Well, that's jolly nice and all, but I'm going to need to purchase Goblin Town off of you. We have military access at least, so they're not going to get all bent out of shape because of that. Path blocked. Kirik Cathol. Construction complete in Mount Gundabad. Yep, you keep moving that way. There's nothing really we can build anymore that would give us more cash. So I guess the Ironmongers would. We want to be careful actually about spending money now, because we want to build up enough of a nest egg that we can tempt the Anduin Vale. Right, Dane will begin to move. He's going to need a bit of support as well though, so we shall send, I guess, all of these guys with them. You this way. You join with them. You. Yeah, I guess all of you lot can follow them. And you can get in there. Wait. Why are you there with just two of them? You have free upkeep, so you just join them. What are you doing? What's going on? There we go. That was more of a pain than it should have been. Imagine Anduin decides to build a dam right on the River Anduin. I think, you know, ill-advised. Flooding issues abound, but well, we're nearly there. Yeah, we definitely would have made it. We wouldn't have made it in 25 turns, given the issues that we're already having here. Right, we forgot to move some units, I'm pretty sure, but I'm sure oh no, we didn't. Remarkable. Incredible scenes. But yeah, the mountains need to belong to the dwarves exclusively. Yeah, we do need to pick up the pace a little bit, otherwise Dorwinion will... Hey there, Morris. Otherwise Dorwinion will collapse, and that'll make Roon more awkward to deal with in the extreme. I don't think we have any siege weaponry now. The steward stands proud. Little has he slept of late, pacing within his chambers, brooding over the losses of the outer regions of his realm. This morning the steward finally returned to us, clothed not in rob and rod, but girt in mail and sword. He marched down the streets of the city, and as he walked a crowd of thousands gathered behind him. Not only the guards of the fountain and the citadel, nor even trained soldiers, the common men of Gondor walked behind him as well. At the city gates he stopped. Men of Gondor, your time has come. The servants of the Dark Tower burn our fields and slay our people. Will you stand for it? The thousands behind him yell an emphatic never. Then march with me, march behind the descendants of Húrin, beneath the banner of the White Tree. Bid your families farewell and gather what weapons and armour you may, for tomorrow we march to reclaim what was lost, for Gondor and the free peoples. That's not a message I've seen before. So what, is Gondor like, yo? We're gonna just slap them with some doom stacks? Yeah, I'm in an alliance with Dorwinion. Right, Bombor is typically quite slow, but we won't hold that against him. The chunky boy that he is. Right, construction report. Erebor, Kirik Cathol, Mount Gundabad, Mount Graham. So we should be able to build something else in Mount Graham, should we not? A fairground, yes indeed. Other than that though, well, I suppose we can build another unit of hammers of Gundabad. We'll wait on that though, because we do need to keep money at hand. Ooh, hello. We have found a runic army. Ooh, they've got some Innis Rim. Right, we will just stay out of range because we don't want to fight. We want to use Dane's army to finish them off. Yeah, we only have one unit of ranged actually. It's not a particularly well balanced army now that I look at it. It's incredibly powerful in melee, but oh well. It's all a bit messy. Right, we've already moved everything else, I'm pretty sure. And I don't think there's anything to be built elsewhere. Indeed there isn't. Oh yes, you in there. Okay then. Dane just walking through the trees with a full stack of really nasty units. Honestly, if they want to just leave, then that's fine by me. Dale will probably mop them up anyway. Looks like Roon lost a fight down there as well. I'd rather retake Rubar after all. I mean, Roon are facing 3 opponents now, including us, so hopefully with a little bit of a shove, that'll be all it takes to topple them. Bree is under siege again. The White Council starts to speak. Strangers from distant lands, friends of old, you have been summoned here to answer to the threat of Mordor. Wait. Oh, you just need to be in the same region, do you? What is this? Goblin army? I mean, I'm going to go over here. Construction report. Roads, barracks, etc. Right. I would like to give me a region. That one. And I will give you a payment of 10k. How's that? Very demanding. I should have known. Yeah, they're probably not going to give it to me, are they? Okay. Right, we're going to need to build up more money then, which is unfortunate. Ah yes, this bunch, which we shall need to send eastward without delay. I'm not going to declare war on the Anduin, your enemy's friend. It's not going to happen. Oh, for why? I've spent so long assembling these units and getting them over here, only for these vultures to get here first. Unbelievable. Incredible scenes of fraudulence. This campaign is rapidly draining my desire to play. As soon as we get the ring script, hopefully we can just walk into Mordor and end this cleanly. What a joke. icing on the cake of this one is if the YouTube auto censors pick up the fact that there's Dwarven theme music in the background and are like, nope. White Council should give you 10k. Misstrand besieged. Wow, Roon are really falling apart, aren't they? Carrying the ring is a heavy task. Only you are capable. If you relinquish the one, press accept. Press decline if you believe you can. Oh, yeah. For your noble quest, you received 10,000 crowns in cash, and your king's purse will increase by 500 coins in order to destroy the ring, move the ring bearer into the region of Barad-dûr, and stay there until you find a way to throw it into the fiery chasm of Mount Doom. Okay, good. So, all that remains now is to get this incredibly slow individual. Who is this? No. You're in the way. And I'm probably tanking my relations with the High Elves because I'm now in their territory, even though that's exactly what the game wanted me to do. You hate to see it. Right. This is starting to antagonise me a little bit now. I just want to play the game. I don't even want to kill this guy, to be honest with you, because it's completely useless to me to do so. I don't get anything from it. Will you give me rhubarb, I wonder? Give me a region. It's the least you can bloody do for me. And I will make a payment. I'll give you 20k. I won't give you any more though. Oh, they actually said yes. Oh, and they actually... What's all this? Wait a minute, what the hell is all this? Why have I got 6 units of Durin's Guard? I mean, I'm not going to say no to it, but... Excuse me? Well, I mean, I'm not going to say no, but... Bizarre. I think Windy had this happen as well. I think he bought a Numinas and he had like a half stack of Dunedain bodyguards in there, which is really strange. Right, we need to repair some buildings. I don't know what on earth Dale did when they were attacking this place, but they really did a number on it. Right, now we shall save. And... fair amount of Dwarven... Oh, it's culture based, is it? Interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do... We're going to get this guy, we're going to make him walk up this way. We're going to go the long way around, essentially, take the same route, and we'll take the back door into Mordor. But we need, obviously, a line of territory so that we're actually capable of doing that. No, 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 no. You're done out here, my friend. Right. Let's see here. Do they have missile units? They do. This is going to be a pain, actually, to fight this one. But we shall do it. We shall fight it. A battle at last. I don't have a diplomat anywhere near there, your enemy's friend. So I can't. Actually, well, I do have a diplomat somewhat nearby in Fenestruanim, but they won't... By next turn I'll be gone, so it's pointless. Right, we have one ranged unit, but we also have a glorious army. Got a lot of King's shields. It's actually a good opportunity to King's halberds. Let's just get a nice setup going on here. You out in front, deploy some stakes, some cav, which we shall put on the flanks. Do we have any more axemen? Oh, actually, we have plenty of halberdiers, which we can use as a flanking force. Axes. This is much more like it in terms of an army. Yeah, that's all of them. So they're going to go... Yeah, actually, we'll put the axes over on this side. The cavalry can go up over here. Pay the toll. Hey there, Meran. Right, and then elite units, including Dane. Iron Fist hammers as well. Yeah, we've got a real gnarly selection of elite infantry in this army. Speaking of which, let's have a little look through them. Dane is obviously there. We've already seen the Sons of the Fallen. Nice to see the Dragon Slayers at long last. Incredibly powerful. Got a unit of standard Sons of the Fallen. The Iron Guard, which should be fairly familiar to everyone because they're actually the basic unit of infantry in Reforged, but this is how they are. And the Iron Fist hammers, who have got almost like giant mallets, really, but the highest tier of Oricani unit that we have available to us as well. Right, this is going to be a real pain, honestly, because the cavalry is going to be an issue. But what we can do is just charge forwards. Arulad Dragon Riders. You can go over there. You can tuck inside and get ready to charge in. Could really have done well. Hindsight is 20/20. Right, that's where the Innis Rim are. So that's where our crossbows shall go. And you right up the pipe. And that should be that. Hey there, Manus. Yeah, we need to just, because they're just too slow. Oh, they charged in. Okay. Well, I mean, we're going to absolutely monster mash them in melee here.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Right, where's Dane at? He's probably already in there. Yeah. Just weave in there. Yeah, we'll get them in there. We need to get you running. And they do have some low grim. Arulad Dragon Riders. Right. Yeah, that frontline fight is going heavily in our favour, as you would damn well hope. Yes, there we go. We've also got the armour upgrades on some of these. Well, our cavalry got destroyed, but it doesn't matter because our halberdiers are sticking to them like glue. should be able to deal with them as well. Roon, yeah, Roon. I mean, in melee they really don't have a leg to stand on against the kind of units that we're going to be giving them to tussle with now.
Half the enemy force remains.
King's Axes. Innis Rim as well. Like again, like the Halberdiers are honestly the unit I'd mind losing the least, because the upgraded armor on these boys as well. They get a new axe as well, which is quite neat. Right, flood forwards. You go there. And they are victorious. Actually chasing these fools down may prove to be a little bit more of an annoyance than I would like it to be, but no matter. Did we win up there? I think we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Halberds are armor piercing, but they only have 5 damage, which I think is a bug. 5 damage at the base, so we've got them upgraded with experience and weapons, but surround those boys. I'm pretty sure they shoot them. We took a few losses on some of our King's units, but virtually nothing on our highest tier units, which is gratifying to see. Their anti-cav is probably half of Pike's. Doing some good damage to them. Their general's about to fall as well. Victorious as well. Good. Much more like it. No longer will we have to deal with mediocrity. Now we have what we need. If only Erebor had goats. No, I'm glad they don't, your enemy's friend. As much as cavalry would be nice to use like that, I'm glad they don't have them. Here we go. End the battle. 172 losses. Oh, it's so nice to use higher end units like this. No, the dwarves didn't like horses, did they? They really didn't like ships, which I guess means that I'm fundamentally incompatible with the dwarven mindset, but yes, we shall be executing them. Marvellous. Right, you can just sit here. You on the way down here as well. They're just hanging out. We need that catapult down here ASAP. More reinforcements. Yeah, they're just going to move as they will. Right, we need to get you out of here, really. You're right in the way. Why are you here? Right, can we... I wonder if there are any elves that we can parlay with. Nope, there's goblins. Right, there's this bunch, which to be fair at this point, I mean, Gobbo Town. I mean, we'll leave them there for now, because we might buy Goblin Town back when we have enough money to do so. But for the moment, what we really need is some more Hammers of Gundabad. Because once again, I think what we'll probably be doing is we'll be giving the Ringbearer a monstrous army. No, that's not what... Well, Orikani Clan Hall. Yeah, what we want is a catapult, and we'll go for a ballista as well. We're actually, yeah, we can't actually build anymore. Crazy. And that's all we can do. Okay. I would like to do one more battle, hopefully, before the end of this stream. Hopefully retaking the other runic settlement that's further down the road with Dane. I don't know what on earth that is again. I think the water pipes run right above my ceiling. And there's always a really weird rumbling noise that they make. I don't know if the mic can pick that up. We've also got all of those Durin's Guard, which are just sort of hanging out now. Generalless Durin's Guard, which is weird. I can imagine a ship full of armoured dwarves tipping and sinking by portside. Yeah, I mean, big heavy boys. It'll be sitting low in the water. Sure. Construction reports. I've repaired all of that. We need to repair one more thing, don't we? Because Dale really did damage to this place. Yeah, it was the armory as well. Okay then. Right, what we want to do is... we'll definitely kill them off. But also... this is fairly interesting, honestly, because I mean, I think that this guy here is going to go into Rhubar. And then we can get 5 units to stay with him. So we don't want to get rid of any ranged units, to be honest, because this is going to be more of a supporting army. So, as far as 5 melee units goes, I mean, you may stay. You may stay. Nope. Right, we want to keep the cav. You can stay. Labourers can definitely stay. And I'll tell you what, actually, you can keep them because they're free upkeep. But this, all of a sudden, incredible scenes. Not the best army, but definitely one that is not to be taken lightly with all those Durin's Guard. Yeah, and I mean this is enough to, especially with the armory being rebuilt. Dale are behind us anyway, so it's not as if we have to deal with any... Right, so they're going to try and swoop in. I know what your game is, Prince Brand. As much as we like you, you're going to try and get me to do all the grunt work, aren't you? The absolute cheek of it. Well, I'm going to construct a watchtower. Right, before we start getting in with those battles, let's just see if there's anything else we can build that is actually useful. Oh yeah, we need to get this guy out of Imladris before we start pissing the elves off. What have we got going on here? The Dunedain. Right, we've got to remember that Bombor is over there. Right, so yeah, what we need to do is effectively start building up a force. Right, so you can start going over here because we want as many Hammers of Gundabad in this army of doom that we can muster. Okay. Durin's Guard, which lost their gen... Yeah, it's weird to just see like that many generals' bodyguards just pop up. If it was like a force that allowed you to... I get that it's supposed to be a force, like you buy the settlement and then you have something to defend it just in case, but it's weird that it's such a strong unit. Right then. I think that's everything we can do. I mean, we can't really purchase anything else. Merchant Bank. We'll do that because that's extra cash. But other than that, it's time to... they retreated back into their settlement. So, we have no choice but to siege them down. This is a little bit of a problem, actually, now that I think of it, because this is a town that... Oh no, this is a town that has arrow towers, isn't it? So it's not such a problem. But, yes, we definitely need a siege weapon down here. With all haste. And it is on the way. Hey there, Calvin. Towards the tail end of the stream. But, just to catch you up, we have the ring now, but it was not without its tribulations. We had to just sort of go into Misstrand, go back out, and then we had to teleport our general across the map, because I don't understand how they can expect, like, if the ring appears in Misstrand and you take it, you're not going to be able to get back to Rivendell in 25 turns. It's not a reasonable thing to ask. And yeah, we lost Goblin Town to Angmar, and then the Anduin Vale took it, so we're kind of stuck there, really. We have been lumbered with that. Okay. So we are sieging. The armory is being rebuilt. Okay. And now we're just going to be doubling back. It's basically the long way round at this point. It can appear in things like... Yeah, exactly. If it appears in Stelatza Khand, like, what are you going to do, reasonably speaking? Yeah, Dale. Dornian are there. They still haven't retaken Strondost yet, though. If you had Mercenary Cog, it could probably get... Did you get the battle replay? I got a few battle replays, Morris. The ring script hasn't been touched by the DAC team. Yeah. A final fight. The men at Enidwaith are doing their thing. Lorien is under attack. I mean, that's a sign that Isengard are pushing hard. So, I mean, there is some wisdom that suggests we should build an army under the banner of this individual here just to be ready, because Isengard could push their way up here. They could balloon out of control. That's a big... It's a big stack. Man, I'd really like to be able to get through there, but they ain't going to allow us to, are they? Right, we'll push that way after that. And that should be fine. Right, we'll get ready with you. Gundabad will start raising the army that we want to... Well, and in Dane's Halls, to be honest with you. Sons of the Fallen. Starting to get a little bit expensive, though. We might not want to necessarily go about our business in that way. Right, we will continue to build. Maintain the siege. If they want to counter-attack me, I'm actually perfectly okay with that. And that is good. Rhubarb. If Lorien is taken, will you liberate it? I mean, if Lorien still exists as a faction, yeah, but I mean, if Lorien lose Karas Galadon, like, they start off with so little territories anyway, it's highly likely that they're just dead completely as a faction. Finished at this level. Right. again, we want to just build up a bit more capital, I think.
Aye, sire. March. That'll do him today, sire. Aye, lord.
More units.
Aye.
We really need this catapult on the front line so we can lightning strike settlements. Okay, we'll see what happens there. Kandum. Is there anything else we can build here? I mean, we could build an armourer, but there's nothing we really want to recruit here, if I'm being honest. Latash, on the other hand, I would suggest there probably is as we move backwards. Yeah, we'll start forming up in Latash, actually, with a bit of a force for the ring bearer. Okay, let's see what Roon decide to do here. They're at our mercy now in terms of quality. The boys rolling forward together. Dane, Thorin and Brand all within one space of one another. That is a banner army of Dorwinion as well. I don't really care if one of them takes Misstrand, to be honest, because all I need is like a clear road into the back of Mordor. If Lorien falls, Anduin will be next. Yeah, and Anduin won't really be able to put up a fight against Isengard. I mean, it kind of depends. If Isengard push into southern Mirkwood... Oh dear. The Lord of the Galathrim is dead. With the death of the late Lord of the Galathrim, his heir has taken his place. So, I mean, that's Celeborn toast. Galadriel falters. Oh, how Lothlorien has fallen. Lady Galadriel failed to defend the great forest, and now it burns. But she is still strong. Calling upon the reserves of her people and herself, she orders every last elf able to fight. Come now, for we must reclaim our homelands, lest the world fall into darkness. Oh dear. Lorien raised. The timeless woods are burning. The smoke rising from the scarred earth now covers the sun. Countless weapons, arrows and broken shields lay upon the ground beneath, which agonizing cries of the wounded echo quietly. Hope has been crushed beneath the attackers' feet. They marched to Lorien despite the valiant efforts of the defenders. Oh dear. So, I mean, it's kind of a moot point at this stage. Interesting. To be honest with you, there's no real need for me to change anything at this point. I'm just going to sit here and continue to siege, because if they come out and attack me, I'm all too happy with that. Just build more ladders, I guess. Just biding our time. Right, well, Lorien has fallen then, to undoubtedly, yeah, there's Isengard, you can even see the White Hand banner. Okay. We've got a problem to deal with. Okay then. What I'm thinking now then is the ring bearer we just send with maybe a skeleton force along the top, and we build up a proper army that we will go south with. Lorien Doomstack is quite weak. That's surprising. I'd have thought that the Lorien Doomstack, they'd have given them like Galathrim units. Maybe let Isengard take Goblin Town. I mean, if Isengard get all the way up here, that's a real problem. I'd be interested to see if Isengard actually go after Goblin Town. What is all of this? What is this garbage that I see before me? Okay. Fair enough. Right, a catapult. I'm going to send this to here. Ballista will keep, because that will go with the ring bearer. But we do need a force then. We shall raise an army of decent units. Sons of the Fallen are a very decent unit. King's Shields as well. Don't want to overspend though. There's already a force down here of mostly tier 1 stuff, but most of it's pretty upgraded tier 1 stuff. The Angmarim, I'm surprised they're still going strong. Disappointing being the elves. Yeah, I mean, Lorien, just having a look at this, I mean, trying to focus a little more on... That's a very weird question, Atrox. Yeah, I'll give Isengard a lesson. I mean, to be fair, Erebor are very well set up to fight Isengard because all of their good stuff is good because it's numerous and well armoured. I mean, I'm not answering. Like, what difference does that even make? Like, I'm not revealing details about my personal life just to satisfy you. I am still wondering as well if Khan Doom has got... I was told that Khan Doom has got like a unique unit that we can build, but I don't believe that's the case. I think it is just the Sons of the Fallen. Saruman's still alive because we haven't got the Isengard, the leader of Isengard is dead message. I mean, his unit, to be fair, is a problem for us. The Guard of the Hand are incredibly strong. And he himself is difficult to kill. We only killed him so easily as Lorien because he was literally hanging out on his own in a settlement. But we'll deal with him. It is something else to consider though, as we sort of creep around the edge of the map with the ring and try and head to Mount Doom with it. Isengard surging up through the Anduin is something that we do need to keep an eye on. My socks are very, very ugly. How very dare you? I'll have you know my socks are of the finest quality.
Aye. Aye. Forward. We march no further today.
I've lost track of the units a bit. Where's the One Ring now? Oh, the One Ring is over here with this guy. We had to go to Rivendell with him, so he's having to make his way back through Angmar territory, but no big deal. If Isengard goes to war with you, you would be fighting on 3 fronts. Well, to be fair, Angmar actually haven't made any plays to retake any of their territory outside of that one siege of Mount Graham, which is kind of weird considering how important these regions are to them. Okay. We'll see if they decide to attack me on this turn, then we'll end the stream that way. If they don't, then we'll probably just open up the next stream with the conquest of this town. Yeah, I mean, I guess Angmar are just sort of, it's siege mode for them, right? Less so because of Bree, because Bree apparently are dying, but... I mean, especially with Ered Luin and the Dunedain, because they focus on Angmar. Angmar aren't doing that well, Jane Doe. I mean, they can't really, because I took all of their central territories, so they're hamstrung. Mirkwood are doing quite well, actually, your enemy's friend. They've had a reasonably good campaign. We saw them prosper fairly early on. Angmar ends up stomping the Dunedain and Bree. I mean, Angmar's getting railed by someone. Another Lord of the Galathrim is dead, so that's Haldir, I assume. So, once again, perishing, as he is once another... Wow. Crazy. A suitable husband. Sure, Lorien wanes. It seems a foolish decision that the Galathrim did not rescind to the Undying Lands. Of all things, grief will destroy elves, and they grieve for their dead, and the crumbling of Lorien's armies. Elf friends must respond, or else they will fall into shadow. Enemies of Lorien must press their advantage and exterminate them for good. But yeah, I mean, Angmar's fate. Obtain a trade agreement with Isengard. No, the Merchants Guild is going to have to be disappointed with me. But yeah, Angmar's fate really depends on Ered Luin, because if Ered Luin take the good path, Angmar just like gets slowly pushed back by them, generally. But if Ered Luin take the evil path, they can beat the Dunedain straight up, because Angmar can outproduce the Dunedain quite easily, and the High Elves are busy with goblins and Dunlanders. You go up this way. Right, so they're not going to attack, I guess. Okay. Very well then. Well, actually, you know. Right, is there anything else to do first? Yeah, okay. Keep moving these boys down. And there we go. Roon have very good looking socks. Yeah, you know it. Made out of the finest dragon scales. I mean, if Ered Luin go evil, like, they do tend to lose to the High Elves, but oh, we got this guy as well. You can go into Yulstone actually, get a bit of extra cash for our troubles. Okay, we're making money quite slowly at this stage. Right then, Latash. We want to build some strong units so that we can send them with the Ring Bearer. So that we shall do. This we need to send down here. Still building units there, and we're still building units there. But as soon as we're ready, we need to get a unit down to this fort here so we can start going for Caras Galadon. Okay. So with that, next time, which could either be tomorrow or Friday, one of the 2 days, probably tomorrow, but it might be Friday, depending on a few things. But we'll open up with the reconquest of Elgea, and then basically it's just preparing the ground so that we have an easy way into Mordor. And yeah, so that's going to be the end of today's stream. I will post up a message later on when I know what's actually happening tomorrow as to whether the stream will be taking place tomorrow or on Friday. But like I said, it's probably going to be tomorrow, I would think. So back to sort of the Wednesday, Thursday for this week. But do keep an eye on that. And there will, of course, be another video over the weekend as well. So yeah, a bit of a frustrating stream this one, to be honest with you, with all of the ups and downs, spinning the wheels really most of the time in this one. But next time, hopefully it's going to be a little bit more action-packed as Roon, their backs are to the wall, and the doors to Mordor lie open. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll join me for whatever is next.